1/4 of all surgical referrals to hospital are for urological conditions, with urology making up 1/10 of GP consultations. With the number of urological referrals increasing, Robin Ross went to find out why there's never been a better time for medical students to think about urology as a specialty.
Sotonay has just been appointed as a consultant urological surgeon at Salford Royal Foundation Trust and is due to start early next year.
So you can do robotic surgery, you can do laparoscopic surgery, so keyhole surgery, you can do open cancer surgery, you can do benign operations, you can do endoscopic surgery, stone surgery, you can do reconstructive surgery. So there's a whole host of different disciplines in one particular specialty.
Urology is not a prominent part of medical students' training. The British Association of Urological Surgeons wants to raise its profile. BOUS President Tim O'Brien has enjoyed a long, varied career, mainly specialising in kidney cancer. But urology was not the obvious choice.
I knew I didn't want to do urology. That was the one thing I knew, and here I am 20 years later as a urologist. I think it was only when I was exposed to the speciality that I realised what it had to offer. In our organisation, yes, 40% of the cancer diagnostics is done by urologists. It's astonishing, really, nearly half.
This is Magana Kulkarni, a urology registrar and currently a clinical research fellow. A 6-month urology attachment made up her mind.
There was something about surgery and urology that was just very attractive. It's a really fast-paced specialty. You have a mix of pathology, a mix of patients. So children, adults, men, women, people that are quite well but have a big impact on their quality of life, people that are really sick. And that was just very interesting.
Jo Creswell is Vice President of BOUS and a consultant urological surgeon and cancer specialist at James Cook University Hospital in Middlesbrough.
What would be the one thing that you would say that would make somebody think, oh yeah, that's for me?
Urology is simply the best specialty in the world. At least spend a few days in urology before you dismiss it, because otherwise you're going to miss out on a real opportunity.
Specialist surgery is still male-dominated, just 10% are women. But there is hope. In surgical urology, 40% of trainees are female. Jo will become the first female president of BOUS in 2022.
People have said to me, for example, if you look 5 years ahead and you don't see somebody who looks like you, you might turn away. So if having a female president, if it being me, from the north of England, a jobbing urologist helps, then that's all the better as far as I'm concerned.
The beginning, middle and end of your career is ever-changing. Sotonay is chair of the BOUS section of trainees.
And one thing I found that was really interesting at the start was that I was allowed to do quite a lot of operations at an early stage. There were some simple operations that I can get involved in, and there were some simple operations that I could actually perform.
Meg's PhD is looking at scans for patients with prostate cancer.
I would love to do a job that allowed me to do some clinical work in cancer, but also to teach and also to do some research. And it's very much possible in urology. So it's giving me everything I want and hopefully the right thing for patients as well.
So at the beginning of the week, I might be doing major robotic pelvic surgery, but later on in the week, I might be doing outpatient diagnostic work. And it also gives me the opportunity during my career to flex how I want to work and move into perhaps a different part of the specialty if I don't want to be involved in the major operating.
These specialist urology registrars are at the start of their careers.
We deal with the whole urinary tract, from the kidney to the exit of urine. So there are a lot of different areas of the body we deal with different and often challenging anatomy.
I was inspired by the people in the specialty. I felt urologists were humble, genuinely nice and friendly people with a welcoming attitude.
The macho world of surgery does not exist in urology.
When I looked around my senior urology colleagues, they all looked to be very relaxed. They're nice people having a nice time. And I think that's because there's relatively few urological emergencies in comparison to other surgical specialties. And that actually offers for a very nice work-life balance, even as a registrar or as a consultant.
Urology has been at the forefront of technology, from keyhole surgery to robotics, and is expected to continue to push the boundaries.
I think my own career has, taken on new things as I've dropped certain things and taken on things. And I think that just adds to a more satisfying career.